Every year when green onions are cheap, I buy a large bunch to use gradually. But if you store green onions in the usual way, they will quickly turn yellow, become soft, and spoil. Hello, it's great to see you again on the Clever Tricks channel. I once had to throw away a whole large bunch of green onions because of improper storage. It was really wasteful. After many trials and errors, I've kept only 3 of the simplest, easiest, and most convenient methods for everyday cooking. Today, I'll share the specific steps with you. Let's get started. I have created subtitles in multiple languages. Please select your preferred language. Comment below and let me know which country you are watching from. It's amazing that we can connect from all around the world. First, I prepare a bowl of clean water. Add 1 tablespoon of salt. Then add 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Stir gently until everything dissolves. Many people often skip this step, but for me, it's very important. I put the whole bunch of green onions into the bowl like this. And soak them for about 5 to 7 minutes. Baking soda helps loosen dirt and pesticide residue from the surface. Doing so makes me feel more at ease. After soaking, I rinsed the scallions with clean water. I washed them gently to avoid bruising. It's such a joy that we're connecting from all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for your support. Once rinsed, I placed the scallions in a colander to drain thoroughly. The drier the scallions, the safer they are for storage. Once the scallions were dry, I cut off the roots. Then I cut the scallions in half for easier storage. Next, I prepared a food container. I lined the bottom of the container with absorbent paper. I gently placed the green onions inside without pressing them down. Then I covered them with a thin layer of absorbent paper like this. I continued adding another layer of green onions, then another layer of paper, alternating until all the green onions were used up. The absorbent paper will soak up excess moisture, preventing the green onions from becoming wet or soft at the base. This helps the green onions stay fresh without drying out or wilting too quickly. After arranging them, I sealed the container and put it in the refrigerator. Each time I cook, the green onions remain fresh and ready for use in my daily meals. For me, this method is very quick and easy. It's especially suitable when you don't have a lot of green onions but still want to keep them fresh for about a month. You can cut it into pieces for stir-frying or chop it finely like this to sprinkle on the dish after it's finished. Preparing it in advance like this saves a lot of time. When cooking, you just take it out and use it right away. After chopping them, I put all the scallions into a clean glass jar. I don't fill the jar completely. I always leave about 2 to 3 centimeters at the top so the onions have room to breathe. Now, I pour olive oil over the onions until they are completely covered. This layer of oil helps limit the onion's exposure to air, so the green onions retain their green color, tenderness, and freshness for days without drying out or losing their aroma. What I like most about this method is its convenience. With just one small jar, I can use it for so many dishes, saving preparation time and making cooking quicker and easier. After use, simply close the lid tightly and put it back in the refrigerator. For me, this is a very effective way to preserve green onions. Because I've thrown away so much scallion before. Whenever scallions are cheap, I always do it this way. You only need to prepare it once, and it will last a long time. I've already cut the scallions like this, so it's very convenient to make a large batch and store it for later use. Now, I spread the onions in a very thin layer in the air fryer, making sure they are evenly distributed like this. Then I started drying at 90 degrees. After about 10 minutes, I opened the pot and gently stirred once to ensure the onions dried evenly. After stirring, I continue drying for another 3 to 5 minutes. It shouldn't be longer because onions burn very easily. When the time was up, I took the onions out. Wow! The scallions are completely dried but still have a beautiful green color. I let the scallions cool completely before putting them in the jar. Once cooled, a gentle squeeze will reveal that the onions are dry, light, and crispy. Now I put all the dried scallions into a clean glass jar. Then I closed the jar lid tightly. I'm always careful at this step because if you put the onions in the jar while they're still warm, the moisture trapped inside will cause them to spoil faster. Having a jar of dried green onions like this in the kitchen is incredibly convenient. Just sprinkle a little on scrambled eggs or baked potatoes, and the dish instantly becomes much more flavorful. For me, this is the most economical way to use them when green onions are cheap. Prepare them once and you'll have them all year round. Convenient and completely waste-free. Method 5. Preservation with foil. Choose fresh, green, unwilted green onions. Remove the stems and wilted yellow leaves. It's such a joy that we're connecting from all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for your support. Take the foil and cut it into pieces long enough to wrap around the base of the green onion. Wrap the base of the onion, the root, and about 2 to 3 centimeters of the lower stem with foil, but do not wrap it too tightly so that the leaves are not squeezed. The foil helps limit the evaporation of water from the base, preventing the base from wilting. Leave the top leaves straight. Do not wrap to avoid suffocation. Do not wrap the leaves, helping the leaves maintain their shape. Place the green onions upright in a jar or zip bag with the base wrapped in foil facing down. Put them in the refrigerator's vegetable compartment, away from ethylene-producing fruits. Check periodically. Remove wilted or yellow leaves so as not to affect the fresh part. Store them in the refrigerator's vegetable compartment for about 7 to 10 days. This is a very simple and effective tip for preserving fresh green onions in the short term. It is especially suitable when you want to keep the onion roots fresh but still leave the top leaves intact. When combined with a jar, zip bag, or glass of water, the effect is enhanced, helping green onions stay fresh longer. Of the methods I just shared, which one do you find most convenient? If you have any other tips for keeping green onions fresh longer, please share them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching the video to the end.